All right, I've turned loose both of the runners. We're going to be started in just a few moments, so stand by. All right, unfortunately, it looks like we have lost the feed of JackimusWedge. I see his timer going, but I see nothing but a blue screen, so we'll watch on Fearonburgundy. Here we go. Starting off with the Razor Shield, of course, you do that manipulation at the start to make sure that you always have that Razor Shield to take with you to open things up.
Looks like we got Jackimus back, and maybe kind of. It looks like some 1990s weird distortion feed coming in over there, but we'll see if we get some feedback from him in a minute.
Yeah, this is like a prehistoric feed right here, as right now, now I don't know if Jackimus is stopping here, but something's going on. We'll get this figured out. We'll get this figured out. I have no idea what's going on here at all. But we're in. If you're as confused as I am, you're not alone. As we're now in collect power-ups, Fearonburgundy looking for that all-important orb gets a invulnerability. When you don't have an orb, that's definitely the weapon that you want to pick up. Obviously, rockets are great there. Speaking of rockets, there they are for Fearon.
Oh, but he got clubbed there. And he comes out, got a spreader on the feet here. He takes that to the middle and see what he can do with it.
Yeah, spreader's not bad. There's that orb. Can he get to it? And more importantly, can he keep it healthy? He does for the moment. Now with that orb, he's going to try and stay in the middle here.
He'll be able to clean up the room with that and get out of there at 141.
And absolutely. Again, I know Jackimus is currently racing at the moment. We currently have absolutely no feed right now of Jackimus's gameplay. And this is now Eat My Shrapnel, where we have to take down 18 of the Mr. Shrapnel dudes. Got to make sure, though, that there's only 4 at the screen maximum. So you want to make sure you're keeping them under control. And Fearon, getting to those 4. He's got rockets. He can do a lot of damage with those. Get the swarmers out of there. And he's going to use a smart bomb, which is going to cost him some time, but it is going to enable him to save a little bit of that clip because he's got very little rockets left. That'll be the end of the room at 2:28 for Fearon going into total carnage. He almost got picked off.
So now here in Total Carnage, you just kind of want to hold the center and clean up the swarmers as they get to you. Do your best to keep that orb and avoid the shrapnels as they fire. And we got a Razor Shield in the center, which is about the best drop you can get in this room.
Oh, no question about it, CHX. And rockets to go with it. Some good old vitamin R. And a spreader to go with that as well. So he's getting some really good drops here with Total Carnage. Another spreader. Will he be able to get to that with that? He won't be able to get. Yes, he will be able to get to that. That was a very clever move there by Fearon. He broke enough of that Razor Shield to get to that, because with the full Razor Shield, he would not have been able to get to that. So that was a really good maneuver there by Fearon.
Yeah, I kept that shrapnel back from hitting him and kept that orb, and he's been doing a good job of keeping that and dancing around these swarmers here.
Absolutely here, and the drops have started to dry up for Fearon, but again, he's done a really good job keeping that orb healthy. Just has to, well, commentator's curse.
And there's the swarm of shame, but it comes here, it comes and goes. We got to see what we got going on here. He gets us up in the middle, and now he's just going to have to clean up these swarmers and move on to bonus room.
Yeah, no question about it. So, yep. And we do see that Jackimus, again, no feed on his stream. I am obviously not a tournament administrator, so I don't know how this is going to be ruled one way or the other. So, yeah, Fearon is in the bonus room right now. Unfortunately, he does not have any weapon to start things off, so without an orb, he would love to see the first drop be a set of rockets to take out the gunners. Instead, it's a foot, which is pretty typical of this room, CHX.
But it follows up with the rocket right at the center there, and he can take out both of the gunners, clear out the shrapnels, and they give him an orb at the top. Let's see if he can grab it.
He is, but he loses it immediately. Got a little bit too fast on his movements. Does get an invulnerability. Again, when you don't have an orb. Cool, he gets an orb right in the middle there. I don't think Fearonburgundy was expecting that one, CHX, but he's able to maintain that orb.
Yeah, he's just going to hold it in the corner here, clear out some guys, and see if he can clear a way to the center and get control of the room again. That's the main key. But, oh, he got knocked out there, loses it, and has to come back from scratch.
I don't know if a shrapnel got him or not, but yeah, he got picked off on that corner. So, yeah, he'll have to see if he can do better. There's another invulnerability. Again, he'll be able to take out tanks, take out the shrapnels. Ooh, a nice nuke there from Fearon. That's a good little breather there, but he still has a few more tanks and whatnot to get rid of, and he just got overpowered there in the middle.
I mean, that'll happen in this room. It's one of the hardest rooms in the run. It's like probably one of the fastest spawn rates in the game.
And again, it's one of those where if you don't get good weapon drops, it's going to be a tough time. Now, Fearon's in there in 5 minutes and 40 seconds. You know, with a good Mutoid Man fight, he could PB. Let's see what happens.
Well, that swirl just came and took him out, and then Mutoid parked right on top of that lobber, so he's going to have to wait for the next drop, which is a key.
Of course it's a key. I don't know what Fearon did there. He just stopped when he picked up those rockets instead of shooting. I don't know if his controller gave out or if he was waiting for a spreader or what, but it didn't work out for him. And yeah, since then he's gotten really no drops to do damage against Mutoid Man, and then he gets lasered again.
That'll happen with Mutoid. Let's just give you some dead drops. But, oh, wait, you got a spreader here. Let's see what we can get out of it. Gets a little bit of some of the exploit out of it.
Vulnerability, and he missed it. He missed it.
Oh, you hate to see that.
Yeah, he was right there, but he didn't read up on that in time, so he's not going to get that spreader damage that he could have gotten there.
No, we got those lobbers trying to get that center damage under the chin there. Gets the harm to blow off, but then we get a follow-up with an invulnerability, so we got to wait around some more.
And he follows that up with a key. Man, come on, game. There's no pleasure dome in easy percent. I mean, when you see empty drops against Mutoid Man, you tend to see them by the bunches.
All right, we got some more lobbers over here, and pound away there, see if we can get some damage in.
Well, he did, but unfortunately, well, he is going to get a better drop. Instead of rockets, he will get the slobber, which is the more consistent dealing damaged weapon.
All right, we got the open chest, both arms off here. Head popping off. Got some lobbers. See if we can get this to final form now.
Oh, man, just aggressive movement there by Mutoid Man. Now there's another lobber pickup, and he's missing a lot of shots. He's being a little short there, a little nonchalant on that lobber. I mean, it does do the most damage, but you got to make sure you're aiming properly. Final form now.
All right, we picked up those lobbers and just get that damage in, see if we can get that to finish here, take out these shrapnels, and get out of this roan.
Oh, but then he gets exploded by a shrapnel there. Man, and that still wasn't enough to take out Mutoid Man. It just goes to show how bad that spreader is in the final form. It does the least amount of damage, and there goes Mutoid Man. Now, according to what I'm seeing, Jack did finish first, but we are going to have a ruling on this one. Evidently, the situation with Jackimus was that his composite cable gave out, so that's why we lost coverage of Jackimus, even though his clock was still running. So we'll have to take a short little pause here while we get a ruling from our tournament director. Now, coming up after this match, Space Colonizer versus Fireoff in their first round matchup. Fireoff is a 720. Space Colonizer, who picked up this game not too long ago, is currently in 14th with a 557.
Yeah, Space Colonizer's been putting in some work, trying to grind that time down. But I know Firebroth, he's a really good Tetris player. He's got those reflexes. I think that he can be like one of those surprise players we see come up.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if you're playing a game like Tetris, which I don't know if he's a DAS player, which is where you hold the directional keypad, or if he's a hyper tapper where you just mash on the buttons, and that's the faster movement, by the way, is to do the hyper tapping. So that many Tetris players who play at this day and age favor the hyper tapping over the DAS strats.
Either way, it's one of those games that just builds up your reaction time, so it would definitely be a good one to play if you're going to do some Smash TV.
Yeah, no question about it. So, and Firebroth was just pointing out that he is a DAS player, so he's the one that holds down the directional pad on the NES controller, which again is the easiest to do. It's not as, rough on your hands when you're playing Tetris. It's just not as fast as if you hyper tap. But hyper tap, of course, very brutal on your hands and fingers over time. While they're still discussing the ramifications of what's been going on with Jackimus's capture card, I do have some more information regarding the schedule.
All right, hello. This is your tournament administrator, Bryceoff. How are we doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, Bryceoff.
Okay, so I have talked with Jackimus, and he assures me that his replacement cable should work. So if Mr. Dino could flip back to the racing feed so we can confirm this, we can go forward with the rest of this.
Money!
Because
Prizes!
I love it! Jackimus has offered up, and I accepted this as a forfeit. So game number 1 goes to Fearonburgundy because we could see his run, and Jack said, I'm fine forfeiting that because that's my fault. So race number 1 to Fearonburgundy. And yeah, that's about it. And whoever's doing layout, there's only 1-0 in Fearonburgundy, FYI. Anyway, guys, I'll be dropping out of here. You take back over. Tournament administrator, Oot.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryceoff. And Wednesday night at 8 p.m., Drumboardist versus Governator 5. So we've got that. And there are 4 races scheduled for Thursday night. We have CHX 42 versus Lick Arcade at 7 p.m. Eastern, followed up by 40 Watt Range, Drex 23, 8 p.m. Eastern, Ares Fire Tiger versus Seawalker 777 at 9 p.m. Eastern. And tentatively on the schedule, we have Mr. Entity versus Prince Leaf at 10 p.m. Eastern. So as you had heard Bryceoff mention, game number 1 goes to Fearonburgundy because of that technical issue. But we're going to go ahead and get started with game number 2 in just a moment. I'll get these runners ready.
All right, they're getting counted in over there, and we should be started in any second here.
Now, interestingly enough, I don't know if you guys noticed that. I certainly noticed it, CHX, but Jackimus is playing on normal difficulty, which means his clip is not going to last as long as Fearonburgundy. So, unfortunately for Jackimus, that means he's going to have less of a weapon. Now, I don't know if he did that accidentally or if he's doing this to prove a point against Fearonburgundy. But in any event, a little minor mistake there by Jackimus.
Oh, yeah, I noticed right away. And I was going to say, Jack's anything but normal, but tonight he is.
I mean, that's not to say that Jackimus can't get a tournament world record on normal. It's just that the only disadvantage is he's going to have less weapon out of the clips.
Well, we'll see if that holds him back or not. We're in collect power-ups now, and let's see what the game gives out.
Vulnerability is nothing to write home about.
But we got a first drop orb for Fearon over here, so let's see what he can do with that.
Yeah, but he doesn't really follow it up with a weapon that's going to help him. He's got a grenade, which he wisely ignores, but Vitamin R for Jackimus, so they're both getting drops, just not put together. There's a spreader for Fearon. Can he get to it without dropping the orb? He does.
But those rockets were enough to let Jack clean up that room. He gets out of there at 121.
That's a really good time when you don't have an orb. Also, Jackimus playing as player 2, as you can see from the red outfit. So he's one of the few runners that utilize this. I know Aquas does as well. 138 is the time for Fearon.
But the game just does not want to give anything over here to Jack. He'll finally gives him rockets to clean up the room with, but we're still looking for that orb.
Fearon saw rockets, but waited too long because there was a lot of swarmers guarding it very well. And Jackimus just has, and that was the last 2:03, a good time going into total carnage, and a few rockets left in the clip.
Yeah, but we'll start seeing that time bleed if you don't get that orb. He gets a death, but the orb comes right away, and it's on his side of the screen, so he gets it.
It's almost like Jackimus knew that it was going to show up on that side. But Fearonburgundy having to take down the rest of the Mr. Shrapnels here. This is the last one. So he's going to be in there at 227. Jackimus won't be able to get to that rocket because it's too low, and that Razor Shield prevents you from getting to that part of the arena.
But it'll let him keep the center of the room and keep cleaning up these swarmers and move out of there quickly. Especially because he's on normal and won't get the full use out of his weapons anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Fearon did pick up an orb. Now he's trying to keep it as healthy as long as possible. Almost got hit by the shrapnel there, and it does manage to get to that spreader, take back control of the middle of the room. Jackimus into the prize area at 3:03. And again, doing a good job keeping that orb healthy, doing some good maneuvers in the corners. Obviously not as optimal as you'd like to see, but again, doing what's working best for him with the drops he's given. He sees a Razor Shield. Will he be able to get to that? Doesn't look like it. As Jackimus goes into tank trouble, his opening drop, another foot. How many times have we seen that, CHX?
It happens way too often.
And just like in game number 1 with Fearon, Jackimus' second drop is rockets.
And he's able to clear the room with them and regain center, and now he's just going to take that orb and keep clearing out swarmers, make sure he gets those tanks and see what the game drops for him. But he's just getting dudes and nothing right now.
In other words, a typical tank trouble is Jackimus drops the orb and gets shot to boot. We'll pick up this Vitamin R, however. Jackimus, can he get to that orb? He does. See if Fearon can get a good, strong drop to start things off for him in tank trouble. As Jackimus is in there at 419 into the Mutoid Man fight. We'll see what his opening drop is. He's got his orb intact. We'll see if he is able to get the orb damage.
Meanwhile, Fearon got crushed into the corner there and lost his orb, died. But the game giving him another one in center, and he can't pick it up. There's just too many swarmers around.
Yeah, if you're going to pick it up with a lot of swarmers right there, it's going to be hard to retain. He can get this razor shield, however, very good.
Oh, we had a spreader in the center there, but he couldn't manual it.
Yeah, he picked it up. I think he was trying to take the death and then pick it up, but unfortunately he got just enough of it to pick it up before he died. So bad break there for Jack, but he does get lobbers and following that up with more lobbers.
And I mean, if you don't have a spreader, you pretty much want lobbers. So if they keep coming, just keep going with those. That's the best weapon besides the spreader if you use that exploit.
Yeah, classic damage dealing lobbers that Jackimus is utilizing before we discovered the spreader strats. If he aims for that brown dot in the middle of Mutoid Man, he can deal some extra damage. He's taking the intentional death, hoping for a spreader, but instead it's just grenades. Another orb for Furon. He's able to pick it up, but he gets run over by a shrapnel dude. But he gets a replacement orb. Whoa! And he uses that orb to deflect the bullets there. That was a tricky one there for Furon, as he's now into the Mutoid Man fight. Lobbers for Jackimus on the penultimate form.
Yeah, we're gonna need like a lot of dead drops if we want to get a comeback here, because on the last form.
Yeah, instead the dead drop went to Furon. He gets a key to open things up, so not the start he wanted. And where is that weapon? Another empty drop, boy. It's bad enough that Furon is the major underdog. It's even worse when the game is on the side of Jackimus, as Jackimus just finished off Mutoid Man, and he'll be at around 632, 633. Never mind, because he had to use a continue at about 5 seconds.
And we'll see what Fearon can do here. If the game gives him a couple spreaders, he could still put up a pretty decent time, a pretty respectable time for himself.
And there's a spreader right there. Can he get to it? That's a long ways to go. He does get to it. Now, will he be able to do something with it? No, he gets sabotaged. How many times have we seen that in a tournament race?
That's just the worst right there. That's like you did everything right in the game, still like, no.
Yeah, and then he gets run over, picking up that grenade. He'll get a replacement. Lobber for Furon, and following that up with another lobber. If he were to get a spreader right now, he would still have a chance to PB. As he picks up this lobber, let's see what the next drop is going to be. Well, that invulnerability would have been perfect with a spreader, but unfortunately, it's not going to be. It's going to be another lobber.
That's just how this game is. It gives you a little taste and then takes it away.
Oh, that's how this game always is. I mean, I've seen enough of you guys running this game, whether it's, for world record attempts or tournament play. Your tournament, he always does this. It doesn't matter.
Maybe these grenades will be enough to finish off this final form. It might not be quite enough. Might need one more weapon.
Yeah, he's going to need one more weapon. But this is now where Mutoid Man becomes... Well, he is going to get this lobber. I was just about to say this is where Mutoid Man typically becomes very disgusting and goes back to back to back to back empty drops. But Fearonburgundy does finish off Mutoid Man. Jackimus will even up the score at 1 apiece.
And Fearon finishes there with an 8:30.
A respectable time for him, but it is going to be Jackimus winning this one, so I'm going to get them ready for game number 2. All right, I've got both runners ready here, CHX. We're about to begin game number 3 of this match.
All right, let's see what happens when these guys go into the first room. Let's see how they can take this Razor Shield and use it to their advantage.
All right, here we go. Game number 3 between Jackimus and Fearonburgundy. Here we go. Both of them get their Razor Shield.
Yeah, Jack opts to pick it up a little bit later. I think it's because of his player 2 strategies that he uses.
Yeah, most definitely here. Well, unfortunately, that was not the end of the room there for Fearon, so Jackimus is going to get the whole shot. Probably going to be disappointed with the 42, but he will take the lead going into collect power-ups as Fearon gets a 47. So we'll see what...
You can never be disappointed with a 42.
In his caliber of play, you might be disappointed with the 42, but what am I to judge? Opening drop orb there for Jackimus, though.
Meanwhile, the game gives Fearon a foot over there, which follows up with rockets, which is nice. He'll be... Oh, no, he got clubs, so he can't even use those.
Yeah, just got absolutely Nancy Kerrigan, as we like to call it sometimes, by that foot soldier. 122 for Jackimus coming out of collect power-ups. So he didn't really get good drops to complement that orb, so he wasn't able to get the 1-teens that you like to see. Oh, that swirl got a little bit too up close and personal with Jackimus there.
And the game gave Fearon another orb, so he is able to now use that to try to clean up the room here. He should be getting close to the end here. It's like another round of Swarmers comes out. That should be it. And they'll be done here in about 152.
Yes, indeed. Jackimus, though, again, not really getting drops to complement that orb. That's kind of been a problem for the most part so far, but Jackimus is still going to lead going in there at 205.
Yeah, and Fearon got his orb swiped right at the beginning of the room, so it's going to be a little bit more work for him to clean up these shrapnels and not bleed time. Let's see what the room gives him.
Gives him a foot, which is not really going to help him take down these shrapnels. He gets a grenade that could help him a little bit.
Jackimus just getting rockets and spreaders over there, so his lead will just be widening as this happens until Fearon can get something to help him out.
Razor Shield could help him out. And speaking of Razor Shields, the rich getting richer, Jackimus picking up one of his own.
And that's the setup in the room, the Razor Shield and the orb. I mean, you can pretty much just stand center, control the whole room, and it's the money setup.
258 into the bonus room. When you're going sub 3, you're doing some pretty good things, CHX.
Yeah, sub 3 time is nothing to you know, it's a good time.
That was a good smart bomb use there by Fearon. He was getting overpowered there, and another smart bomb. See if he can get some weapons to complement that orb. Grenades, that's not going to help him out. He's going to ignore it very wisely. Jackimus, no weapon going into tank trouble. Let's see if the game gives him a nuke. That's actually not bad. That'll give him a breather, enable him to take down one of the gunners.
Yeah, I always like to grab that nuke right at the beginning and take out the gunners if I can. Helps you keep the center of this room and really control everything and stop it from eating time from you.
Absolutely. Got back-to-back nukes, so he's able to take down both gunners, but then he loses the orb to that purple shirt right there.
And Fearon's got a Razor Shield and an orb, so he's able to finish the room and clean it up. He's out of there right just under 4 minutes.
Yeah, he's a full minute behind Jackimus as Jackimus picks up some rockets to go with a Razor Shield, so this may be enough to... It is enough, and he's going to get into Muterman at 410. That's pretty good.
Yeah, 410 is a great time. We're looking at a potential for sub 6 here.
Yeah, less than 110 seconds, Jackimus could get that. He's got a little bit of clip of those rockets. He can take down both of the gunners there, so very good. Starting with grenades. Oh, no, he gets picked off. He's not going to get those grenades. Never mind. I see something. I don't know what it is. And he runs into a mine. It was rockets anyways. If that would have been a spreader, oh, that would have been devastating.
And Farron's doing a good job of keeping his orb, just working the corner there, staying safe and just taking out whatever he can, not making mistakes, and just keeping his orb so he can get the most out of this room.
Meanwhile, Jackimus not really getting any good weapons here. There's an arm popped off. He's going to get some lobbers. Rockets for Fern. Can he get to it without getting overpowered? Oh, he loses the orb. Got clipped right there.
That's okay, though. Those rockets will keep him going, and then the game gives him another one right away. Maybe he'll be able to get that.
And he will be able to get that. Very good. Now, can he stay under control? Those purple shirts are getting real close to him. Very good movement there. Got them down just in time. Lobber for Jackimus here as both arms are popped off. And Fearon will have that orb to take with him to the Mutoid Man fight. So we'll see if he can get orb damage. We'll see if he can get some good weapons. Here we go.
I'd buy that for $1.
And the game keeps giving Jackimus lobbers, so he's able to just keep moving forward. He's on to the head popped off, one more form, and then we're there.
All right, lobbers to start off for Fearon, followed by another lobber. Again, that's consistent damage if he can shoot properly. One of the gunners gone. He's trying to get them both. Lobbers, again, consistent damage for Fearon if he can shoot properly. And there he's got it. Final form, though, for Jackimus as the first arm is popped off and Fearon gets run over. Should be able to get to those rockets and take down that last gunner. No problem.
These lobbers are probably going to be enough. I think he got a little bit of transfer damage on that last form. I'm not sure.
Spreader for Fearonburgundy. He's going to use a lot of it to get a couple of form changes. Very good. That's a glitch toy man, CHX.
Glitch-toid man, it's so awesome.
Jackimus is going to win the race in just under 7 minutes. He'll have a time of about 6:50. But right now, Fearon has a chance to PB. He's got grenades. He'll be able to pick that up. This is the penultimate form that he's at right now. If he could just continue... Oh, come on, game. No, none of this key stuff, please.
If we see a spreader, though, it's game on.
Yeah, if he gets a spreader, he's going to PB easily. No question. There it is. Oh, but he's too late. Too late. Oh, bummer. If he would have recognized that sooner, get off that lobber. All right. If he would have recognized that sooner, he could have gotten it right there. He could still PB though.
Yeah, that's the worst. It's happened to us all. You see that spreader, and then that last shot changes his form before you die, and it's all for nothing.
Oh, come on. One more drop game. No more empty drops. Give him something, all right? A spreader, I don't know if this is going to be enough or not. Oh, and he gets run over. He'll get another spreader. And he's going to be just short of a PB. He's going to miss it by a few seconds, CHX.
It was a really good shot, though. He was so close to catching it. Only a couple seconds off from his 805.
Yeah, he gets 808. He just missed it.
Like I said, that's the game. It likes to give you a taste and then take it away.
Yeah, no question about it. Jackimus is ready. I'll ask if Fearon's ready.
Good luck.
All right, both runners are ready to go. I have given them the signal. So we're going to be starting game number 4 in just a few moments.
Good luck.
Jackimus started a little bit late there. Here we go. Game number 4 between Jackimus and Fearonburgundy. Jackimus just needs one more win to move on to the second round. Fearon does get his Razor Shield, as does Jackimus. As we'll get these runners both synced up here. Foot for Fearon, smart bomb for Jackimus. He'll ignore it because that'll cost him time. If it's the next drop, he may utilize it. We'll see, but it's a foot instead, so no early explosions. But I tell you what, Jackimus, that's pretty good. I think that's going to be a 40. It is a high 40. Very good. Fearon gets a 44. Jackimus, let's see what his first weapon's going to be. He's looking for that first drop orb again. He gets spreaders. Not bad. Fearon gets
we
rockets.
got rockets for Fearon. That's the real one. That's the money drop right there.
Then he follows it up with an orb. Oh, beautiful.
You can't ask for better than that. Maybe reversed order, but, you know, either way. And then rockets on the feet to follow that up. This room is just giving it out right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Fearon, if he can keep this up, I mean, he could turn in a really hot time going into Eat My Shrapnel. Getting really good drops here, keeping the middle, keeping these enemies under control here. Just a few more left to go.
Oh, and Jack takes a death right at the end of the room there. So,
wow, Fearon actually takes the lead going into Eat My Shrapnel. Can you believe this?
The game is just dishing it out, giving rockets out.
And more rockets for Fearon here. So now, if he can keep the swarmers and the shrapnels under control, he's going to have a relatively good time going into Eat My Shrapnel and keep that orb healthy. We'll see if the weapons continue. I think he might. Oh, no. Had a little bit too wonky with the movement there and gets picked off by that purple shirt.
And as he loses his orb, Jack gets an orb. So now we're going to see if he can make up some of that time he lost in the last room.
He should be able to. Fearon is going to be neck and neck. They're now dead even, but Jackimus with that all-important orb.
Yeah, and you'll see how much that helps to like actually control this room. Is if you don't have an orb, you're just dancing around waiting for one to come. And how did he keep it?
Oh, he for a moment he was doing it with the dancing there. But Fearonburgundy, can he get to that Razor Shield? He does. And
Not a bad consolation prize for the loss of the orb there.
Absolutely. He did some really good dancing just to grab that orb, but couldn't quite stick the dismount, as it were. But yeah, he did get some really good drops to follow that up. So now let's see if they can continue. There's a smart bomb. That'll help him out, give him a nice little breather. Jackimus not really getting any good weapon drops here to complement that orb, but he is going to come out first. There's an orb for Fearon, and he'll be able to pick that up. Try to regain the middle. Rockets, that should help him. He's got it. How did he not lose that orb there, CHX?
I was going to say, that was so close.
Yeah, the orb must have been on the... Look out. The orb must have been on the other side. Oh, and the swirl gets him.
But that should about finish the room, so he'll be out of there right around 340.
Yeah, not a bad time for Fearon. And here's Jackimus in tank trouble with no weapon and starts with invulnerability. That's not what you really want to see. Did you see that? He lost the orb, and the millisecond he lost it, he got a replacement, but then he loses it again.
Yeah, he got that instant orb.
Yeah, that has got to be frame perfect, or at least really close, CHX.
Well, he was going to use that Razor Shield to try to take out the gunner, but he couldn't hold on to it, and now he's got to come back with the invulnerability, clean up the room, and take him out.
Meanwhile, it's grenades for Fearon, which is a terrible drop, and then he gets shot by the gunners. He'll get the spreader, though, which should help take down one of them.
And rockets for Jack will let him go pick up that orb. He'll be able to clear everything out and then get back to center, clean up the end of the room there.
Oh, that was some really good usage of the spreader there. Rockets followed up by more rockets for Fearon. And more rockets, but Vitamin R keeps on flowing for Fearon. Speaking of Vitamin R, Jackimus will get some to take out the gunners up front, but now he's looking to get some spreaders.
We're looking for that right side spreader drop, not that normal left side.
All right, an orb for Fearon, but he gets overwhelmed. There's a spreader, but it's in a bad location, so Jackimus going to try to do a manual here. There's another spreader. Now he's going to go for the intentional. Try to pick up that. Yeah, he's in a perfect location, CHX.
Yeah, that was a beautiful spreader pickup. And then meanwhile, over on the other side, Fearon got rockets followed by rockets to clean up the room and get out of there at 5:27.
But then, embarrassingly, he let that last purple shirt take him down, so he actually lost about 10 seconds there. You hate to see that. There's a spreader, but it's in an absolutely terrible location for Fearon. He'll try to get manual damage in, but that's really tough with both gunners attached. Then follows it up with a key. Final form already for Jackimus.
Now Fearon will take these lobbers and he'll just start trying to take out those gunners in the front. And then, oh, there's a spreader. Let's see if he can grab it.
I think he waited too long. I think, yeah, he's not going to get there. And to make sure he wasn't going to get there, Mutoid Man cut him off. You know what I was gonna say. You know what's gonna happen next. They're gonna. Oh, he gets laser beamed as Jackimus is gonna win the match. He'll be moving on to the second round. 6:14, really good time. Now he should be able to get this. He'll have to use a continue first. Oh, and he comes toward him. That's really good. Fearon can deal some damage here.
Yeah, let's see if he can get a form change out of this.
He will pop off an arm, and he does get him. That might be a glitch. It is another glitch toid. He's gotten 2 glitch toids.
Back to glitch toids.
If he can get, yes, he does get a spreader. All right, now can he do some damage with it? He's not close enough because that invulnerability is starting to run out, but he did get some damage. Ooh. Wow! Final form for Fearon. PB chance is real here. Come on.
If he can just keep some damage going, he's going to get a PB right here.
Well, if he can get to this lobber, he does get to it. Now, can he stay alive? Can he land the shots? Can he not get sabotaged? It's looking good for Fearon. If he could just land a few more lobbers, he'll have that PB. He's going to get it!
This is going to be a sizable cut on his time, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. He had an 8:05 as his PB. He's going to shave about 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, to a 7:44. Congratulations to Fearon on the new PB. Another one during the tournament, CHX. How about that?
You got to love it. I mean, if you're going to go out, that's the way to go out, right?
And stick around, folks, because we do have another match coming up. I will be stepping down from the commentator's booth, but I do want to wait for Fearonburgundy to show up so I can personally congratulate him on his PB because really, really good job tonight.